Hey guys, what's going on? I'm going to take a quick look here at Cosmos. Ticker for this is Adam, and I'm currently on the weekly time frame. Yesterday was Cosmos was one of the biggest movers yesterday because there was basically a surprise halving, right? So essentially, what happened was there was a vote to reduce the emissions, the staking rewards. When you stake Cosmos, you get about 20% reward. So there's basically a high emission rate, and the people voted. There was a vote on the Cosmos Hub, and people voted to reduce the emissions down to 10%. So essentially, a halving, and the price pumped based on that news, right? Because obviously that's going to cut the selling pressure of the Atom token, and Atom tokens are going to be more scarce now. So yeah, figured it was a good time to take a look at the chart again and see how the price reacted to that. But first, before I get into the recent price action, if you want to trade Cosmos, I'm going to show you the levels that I recommend that you draw on your chart, okay? So you see here I have two upsloping trend lines, okay? One is drawn from the wicks and the other is drawn from the candle bodies, okay? So the first one, I'll zoom in here. It starts right here. So you see it was resistance, then resistance again. When the price broke above it, we had a retest. So the price came down and wicked off of it. And then zooming back out, we have a similar instant. And then zooming back out, it held a support right here again. We wicked down to it. Again right here, we wicked down to it. And when we broke below, this level was resistance. So multiple touch points on this trend line from both the downside and the upside. And it has served as a level of support or resistance to pretty much all of those scenarios. Okay, so most recently, when we have the sell-off, we sold all the way back down to here and just stopped shy of this trend line. So this trend line is actually still in play, right? So if the price does dump down, you can look for this level to be a potential support. Now, the second trend line, again, I mentioned it's based off the candle bodies, and it initiates right here and just kind of run it along. So it was resistance right here, support, 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 multiple touches on this one again right here. The candle bodies closed above it. So we have these two lines where a lot of the time the price will sell below, get support at this second trend line, and then the candle body will close above. Again, I'm on the weekly time frame, and I'm finding this is the most significant level, right? The most reliable time frame for this chart, and particularly these trend lines. Again, the same thing right here. We sold all the way back down to the, I guess, the wick trend line, and then the candle bodies closed above this one. And as you can see, this trend line is currently supporting the price. Now, if you look at this candle closed last night, right? So Sunday evening, the weekly candle closes. And just look how important this level is, right? We sold all the way back down, but by the time the candle closed, we salvaged it with the candle body close above this level. Now, it seems lately that on Sunday evenings, we get a lot of bullish momentum going into the candle close to salvage these levels. And then the following few days, we get a little bit of a sell-off. Maybe the price comes back below. But what really matters on this chart is how the candle body closes. So you have to look to next Sunday to see how it's going to unfold. Okay, so right here is the current level of support. And the current level of resistance is this range right here, okay? So we have this horizontal level at around, it's about $10, so $9.99. And if I zoom out and look left, you'll see that this region stems from these candle body lows right here. So I recommend that you draw this level on your chart. Just take a horizontal trend line and paste it below these candle bodies. And I mentioned that it's a range. You can also take a horizontal ray, paste it below these candle bodies right here. So you see this level was a support. And then here, the same level was the resistance. Again, support all throughout here. So yeah, right now, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to color that in. Take the rectangle tool, and I'll just mark it like this and drag it across. Okay, so this is my current resistance range. Also, you see that we had this downsloping level of resistance, which was holding the price down all throughout here for, actually, you know what, this started January 2022. So this is an almost 2-year resistance line that we recently broke out of. So very, very positive sign for Atom. Okay, so what I'm looking for on the chart right now, I obviously want this upsloping level of support to hold, and I want to see a break of this resistance range. Okay, we break this, start closing weekly candles above here, then the next level I'm going to look to, and this is going to be a really good trade, is all the way up here at over $15, right? So $15.75. Of course, if I'm entering along down here, I'm gonna exit my position and take profits just slightly before that to front run it, because a lot of people are gonna look to this level to sell, and I don't want to be left holding the bag and sell too late, right? And the next level beyond this, $15.60, $15.75 range is going to be up here at around $22. And if I zoom out and look left, you'll see that that stems from the lows of these candle bodies right here. Actually, it was also the resistance right here, so the top of these candle bodies to the low of these candle bodies. And also what I normally like to do is run a fib and see if I have confluence with the price. So first I mark out the significant levels based on price alone, and then I look for fib confluence to see what the strongest levels are going to be, right? Because some people are going to trade off the price, others are going to look to the Fibonacci, and when they align, when you have the price action aligning with the Fibonacci, you just have that many more traders that are going to step in and play the levels. Okay, so let's run it from the top, the swing high, all the way down to the swing low. And what you'll see here, look at this 50% Fibonacci retracement level, where we have already got rejected from not once, not twice, but 3 times, right? So again, that's around $15.75, but this covers the level that I had marked out based on the price action perfectly. Next level beyond that, we have this golden pocket range between the 618 and the 65%, and the 65% almost lines up perfectly with this level that we drew based on the resistance here and the support level right here. So in this instance, we do have confluence with the Fibonacci and the price action. Now, if you look here at the first level of the Fibonacci, which normally serves as a resistance, the 382, we don't have that much confluence with the price. Sure, the first time we came up to it, it was the resistance. We sold off, came back down to this level of support, and then blasted up to the 50 where we got rejected. But in these other instances, we were kind of just cutting right through it, right? So that level is around $12.27. You can play it if you want. However, if we break above this current level of resistance, this resistance zone right here, I think we're probably going to come up to the over $15, which is the 50% retracement level. But yeah, that's Adam. Looks pretty good. We reclaimed these levels and we're sitting just above support. We're sitting in a very tight range. Like, I'm personally not really going to trade this range because here we have the support, here we have the resistance. It's getting a bit too tight. I'm going to look for a break in either direction to either enter a long position or a short position. Now let's take a quick look at Bitcoin, because as you know, Bitcoin influences about 98% of the market. So if Bitcoin dumps, the rest of the altcoins will likely follow. So here we are on Bitcoin. We got a positive weekly close on Bitcoin above this horizontal level of support. However, we are still getting resistance from the top line of this rising wedge formation. We broke out of it. We put in a hidden bullish divergence here. That was the cue to go long. The lower line of this rising wedge was the resistance level for quite a while, as you can see all throughout here, and then we broke above it, and now the top line of the rising wedge is the current level of resistance. So yeah, I know this is a Cosmos video, but if you want to trade Bitcoin, definitely draw these levels on your chart and also take a trend line and just run it at the lows right here. So here we have multiple touch points, and this is the current level of support on Bitcoin. So you want to make sure that this level does not break. Actually, I would look to this level, this horizontal level, to remain intact on the weekly time frame. And then if that breaks down, like if we start closing weekly candles below here, that's when I would be very cautious about my altcoin positions, right? So if we start breaking down from here, I would anticipate that we do come down and retest this broken level of resistance right here in this cluster between 31,500 and 30,700. So if this horizontal support breaks and we do end up coming down, then obviously a lot of the altcoins are going to bleed, right? So just something to keep in mind. Also, if I take a Fibonacci retracement and run it from this swing high right here down to the low, what you'll see is that we're currently right at the 786. Okay, look at this. We're right at this level of resistance from the Fibonacci as well. So this is a very confluent zone of resistance because, again, we have this upsloping level of resistance from the rising wedge, which aligns pretty much perfectly with the 786 retracement drawn from this swing right here. If I move this up to the very high, which some people are going to draw it like this, we are also just under the 618. However, just based on how the price has been reacting to the fib levels, this one seems to hold more significance, right? So you see right here, this 618 was the resistance right here, and now we are getting resistance from the 786. So keep that in mind. And also, if we're able to start closing weekly candle bodies above here and above this, the top line of the rising wedge, then you can look for higher targets to the upside. At which point I do think most of the altcoin market is going to move quite strongly as well. Okay, guys, I'll switch that back to Cosmos. And yeah, these are the levels to keep an eye on. As long as we keep closing the candle bodies above here, we're in pretty good shape. And again, that's the weekly time frame. All right, guys, that about wraps it up. Also, if you're not subscribed and you want to be able to find this channel again in the future, make sure you click subscribe, click the bell, and click on all before you leave this page, because if you leave without doing that, you're probably going to have a hard time finding the channel again in the future, just because it's relatively new. There's less than 2,000 subscribers, and because of that, I'm not really prioritizing the search algorithm. Also, if you want a place to trade Atom, I put a link to 3 different exchanges in both the pinned comment and the description. All three of those exchanges are offering you guys sign-up bonuses, and I think right now, with Black Friday and Cyber Monday and all, I think the bonuses that they're offering have been amplified, right? So very good opportunity to sign up, especially if you're currently trading on Binance, for example, and maybe you don't like the fact that they just replaced CZ with a guy from the World Economic Forum. Pretty shady if you ask me. I don't really trust those people. But yeah, now's your chance to get some pretty good sign-up bonuses. Also, if you need a VPN for either collecting airdrops or trading or whatever, NordVPN is offering you guys 69% off for their Black Friday Cyber Monday promotion. Again, the link to that is also in the pinned comment and the description. All right, guys, that's it for now. Take care. Have a good day. Bye.